Welcome all for Conference 42 Prompt Engineering 2025 online. I am Swamy Biru, working as Vice President of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning at JP Morgan Chase and Co., where I led initiative at the intersection of advanced AI technologies and large-scale financial systems. With deep experience in automation, I am dedicated to modernizing investment banking process, driving innovation, and ensuring data-driven decision-making. Today, I will be speaking about transformative role of retrieve augmented generation agents in finance and how intelligent prompt automation is by streamlining workflows, enhancing data quality, and enabling smarter, faster operations. Let us discuss about critical inflection points. So, mainly we have three inflection points: one, data silos, and manual process, and real-time hits. Let us dive deep into these three things. The financial services industry faces unprecedented challenges in maintaining data consistency, regulatory compliance, and operational efficiency across increasingly fragmented. Traditional data management approaches can no longer sustain the velocity, volume, and complexity of modern markets. The emergence of retrieval augmented generation system combined with architecture represents a fundamental shift in how financial institutions process information, make decisions. These systems demonstrate measurable improvement across critical operational dimensions while addressing core challenges that have plagued investment banking for decades. Okay, now let us talk about the data consistency crisis. So, today, we have 10 million plus daily transactions happening and under decision points and continuous operation of system 24 by 7. Investment banking operations have evolved into extraordinarily complex ecosystem where data flows through numerous systems, platforms, and jurisdictions simultaneously. Major investment banks process tens of millions of transactions daily, with peak periods reaching exponentially higher volumes during market volatility. Let's take daily transactions processed across multiple systems requiring perfect consistency. Integration points between front, middle, and back office platforms. We need perfect integration. Continuous operations. Global markets demand round the clock processing. Each transaction generates multiple data points that must remain consistent across front office trading systems, middle office risk platforms, and back office settlement infrastructure. Traditional batch processing introduces latency that creates windows of inconsistency, while real time interaction attempts struggle with computational demands. Okay, now let us start. In existing system, what are the complications with human cost? So mainly with the human varied data quality issues, manual reconciliation process, and regulatory requirements. Let us dive deep. Data quality issues compound integration challenges. Information originates from diverse sources like internal trading systems, external market data vendors, regulatory reporting platforms, and counterparty communications, each with different formats, update frequencies, and quality standards. Highly skilled professionals spend significant time identifying discrepancies, researching root causes, and implementing corrections. Work that adds limited strategic value but remains essential for operational integrity. Manual reconciliation process cannot scale to handle modern transaction volumes while maintaining competitive speed. Even small discrepancies cascade into significant problem when undetected across multiple systems. Regulatory requirements are another layer demanding detailed audit trails, data lineage book, and compliance across multiple jurisdictions. Okay, now let us discuss about what is the architectural foundation of RAG and how multi-agent system works. In this diagram, so your query means like any thread, any maybe it is in the different formats and it interacts with LLM. And before interacting LLM, it's going to get its context from vector database, and after that, it's going to work with different agents. There are trade processing agent, risk assessment, compliance monitoring, or settlement capacity. So let us dive deep. So, in RAG framework enhance language model capabilities by connecting them into authority to data sources rather than relying solely on embedded training knowledge. When processing queries about trade settlement status, the system retrieves relevant information from transaction databases, settlement platforms, and counterparty communications before generating responses. This approach ensures accuracy, provides arbitrates, and allows system to work with up-to-date information extending beyond model training data. Multi-agent architecture intelligent distributes across specialized components rather than monolithic systems. Individual agents focus on specific domains, trade processing, claims monitoring, or settlement reconciliation, developing deep expertise while coordinating to solve complex problems. Agent coordination protocol enables sophisticated workflows through well-defined interfaces, maintain modularity while handling complex negotiations and optimizations. So, well, with the LLM means like after RAG, so it's going to mainly focus on semantic search and vector databases. So in this, like in semantic search and vector database, we mainly have these components like document organization, vector embeddings, semantic, and contextual understanding. So for this document organization, regulatory frameworks, trading policies, market data, and historical transactions are organized for efficient search while preserving relationships. Second, embeddings. Content transformed into mathematical representation that captures semantic meaning and context. Semantic retrieval is contextual relevant information even without exact keyword matches. Finally, contextual understanding. System handles financial terminology, variations across set clauses and time periods. This semantic understanding proves crucial when dealing with financial terminology that varies significantly across different contexts, enabling the system to find relevant information regardless of how queries are phrased. Okay, now let us talk about the microservice architecture of LLMs. So, we use microservice architecture everywhere, but it is pretty much similar. What we use some orchestration like API gateway and different AI components interacted here. So mainly the microservice architecture supporting AI capabilities provide the scalability, reliability, and flexibility demanded by production financial systems. Individual services handle specific functions and scale independently based on demand. Independent scaling. Services scale based on demand, handling massive transaction volumes during peak period while maintaining cost efficiency during normal operations. System resilience. Service isolation ensures issues in one component do not cascade into system-wide failure. Next, security by design, access control, and audit logging built into the foundation with comprehensive. Okay, so next important topic is like mainly we have data engineering layer. First one, data source. Like for every brand, we need data source. Here in this investment banking, we use market data, internal reports, or regulatory documents. And you can use this as a context and a prompt prepares the templates and intent classification and prompt optimization. So every LLM use need this prompt, process the engineering prompts and give the output in different formats, automated risk compliance monitoring, trade recommendation, and customer reports. So, what are the core benefits with this prompt engineering? Mainly, enhanced accuracy. Engineered prompts reduce hallucination and ensures domain-specific precision. Second, faster decision making, sub data, interpretation, and report generation. Third, regulatory consistency embeds compliance, fourth, operational efficiency, three, professional high value tasks. Fifth, scalable intelligence extends AI insights across risk and client operations securely. Okay, now let us see how the real-time trade processing works in the AI. Okay, so from execution to settlement in milliseconds. So we know that like in the current war, like so based on the trade type, it may take T plus one or T plus or T plus 7 or T plus 15 or even sometimes it goes to T plus 30 to settle or so in that way now it is reduced to millisecond. So it is a data achievement. When a trade executes a complex structured product, intelligent agents automate workflows that previously required extensive manual intervention. The system immediately validates trade economics, checks credit limits, verifies regulatory complaints, and initiates settlement process all within milliseconds of trade execution. Trade execution structured product executed by trader and instant validation includes economics, credit limits, and complaints verified. And finally, auto settlement process initiated automatically. Real-time reconciliation performs continuous comparison of trade details across systems, immediately flagging discrepancies for investigation. This immediate detection prevents small issues from compounding into larger problems and dramatically reduces the operational burden of reconciliation teams. Okay, now let us discuss about intelligent reconciliation. So, in the intelligent reconciliation, we mainly talk about the traditional approach and AI-based approach. There is a lag to load this presentation. So, mainly batch processing overnight in the traditional approach and also detected discrepancies, numerous false positives from format variations, manuals of every flag, and delayed problem resolution. All these things happen with the traditional approach. So, with the AI enhanced approach, we can achieve continuous real time reconciliation, immediate discrepancy detection, contextual understanding of equivalence, filtering of false positives, and proactive issue prevention. So AM system understands context for recognizing that where counterparty names, settlement dates adjusted for holidays or minor price differences within tolerance threshold don't represent true discrepancies. This intelligent reduces false positives substantially, allowing reconciliation teams to focus on genuine issues requiring investigation. Okay, what are the advanced risk assessments? Okay, advanced risk assessment, like mainly we have categorized into historical analysis, position monitoring, correlation detection, and emerging risks. Okay, risk assessment capabilities benefit enormously from a system that reason across vast amounts of historical data, current position, and market conditions. Traditional risk management systems that apply predefined models to current positions. AI enhances systems identifying emerging patterns, correlations across seemingly unrelated positions, and potential risks that don't fit standard models. Okay, next, historical analysis across decades of market data. Second, position modeling, real-time exposure assessment across portfolios. Correlation detection, identifying hidden relationship between positions. Emerging risk, identification of non-standard threats. The system continuously monitors market conditions, analyzes historical and assesses portfolio exposure across multiple risk dimensions simultaneously, enabling more aggressive risk taking within appropriate limits while maintaining prudent risk management. Proactive compliance monitoring. Okay, here we have four different ways of compliance monitoring. One, regulatory tracking, pattern analysis, impact assessment, and proactive prevention. Compliance monitoring to react proactive risk management rather than simply flagging transaction that violates explicit rules. AI systems identify patterns that suggest potential complaints issues before violations occur. Regulatory trackers monitoring of regulatory changes across jurisdiction, pattern analysis, identifying behaviors that suggest potential issues, impact assessment, evaluating how changes affect current strategies, proactive prevention, addressing issues before they become violations. The system understands regulatory requirements across multiple jurisdictions, tracks regulatory changes, and assesses how those changes impact current trading strategies and positions. This proactive approach allows compliance teams to address potential issues before they become violations, significantly reducing regulatory risk. Okay, now let us talk about performance at scale. So, production system characteristics are like transactions per second, peak processing capacity during market volatility should be like 1 million plus transactions per second, and system availability 5 nines uptime with automated failover. It is sub-second performance for interactive operations. The microservice architecture allows individual components to scale independently, directing resources to bottlenecks services during peak periods while maintaining cost efficiency during normal operation. Automated continuous health monitoring ensures finance availability that financial operations demand. Trade validations occur within milliseconds of execution. This calculation complete quickly to support real-time position monitoring. Compliance checks operate at trading speed without becoming bottlenecks. These aggressive latency requirements demand careful optimization of every system component. Okay, let us talk about security and compliance implementations. We have mainly six topics: data protection, explainability, access control, model validation, audit logging, and incident response. Data protection. Number one, comprehensive encryption covering data at rest, in transit, and in use. Sensitive financial information protected against external threats and unauthorized internal access control. Pipeline permissions with role based and attribute based controls. Dynamic authorization decisions based on context and risk level. Audit logging. Comprehensive trails captures every system interaction. Secure logging infrastructure prevents tampering with audit records. Explainability. Clear risk overlay for every AI decision that human reviewers can understand and validate. Transparent decision making at machine speed. Model validation. Ongoing monitoring ensures any components continue operating correctly as markets evolve. This maintains system effectiveness. Finally, instant response. The detection of anomalous behavior with automated containment and response procedures to prevent escalation. Okay, let's talk about measurable business impact. Here we will talk about four different things like cost reduction, efficiency gains, and error reduction, and strategic flexibility. Cost reduction. Automation reduces manual efforts for routine operation, handle growing transaction volumes without proportional staff increases. Efficiency gains. Trade complete in minutes instead of hours. Faster confirmation and settlement improve client service and competitive advantage. Fewer operational errors means less correction time, reduce settlement failures, and improve regularity standing. Strategic flexibility. Confidence to pursue new opportunities, enter new markets, and launches products with operational infrastructure that supports growth. Financial institutions implementing these technologies report substantial operational improvements. The efficiency gains allows handling of growing transaction volume, minimal managing cost, transforming the economics of expansion and enabling opportunities that would be economically unviable with traditional approaches. What is the path forward? So, fundamental transformation of financial operations, RAG, enhanced multi-agent AI systems are fundamentally transforming investment banking operations. This goes beyond automation, enabling systems that handle complexity and speed in a ways traditional approaches cannot. Instead, measurable returns through cost reduction, efficiency, and risk management. Near-term evaluation, faster implementation, reduce risk, and expected capabilities. Future potential, autonomous operations, advanced reasoning, and proactive risk prevention. As AI becomes essential, financial institutions must prioritize systematic AI adoption. Organizations committed to this transformation will thrive in increasingly competitive and technologically sophisticated industry. Thank you for joining us, Agents in Finance, transforming investment banking through intelligent automation using prompts. I appreciate your engagement and thoughtful questions, and I am grateful for the opportunity to share this exciting advancement with you in this Congress 24 2025. Feel free to reach out me in my LinkedIn, Swamy Biru. Thanks again.